Hi, I'm Daniel with Sportaircraftseats. In this video, I'll be demonstrating how to install our PA18 Super Cub front seat upholstery kit. This is a 4-step process. First, we will remove the springs off of the frame. Then we will glue on the webbings, install the snaps on the frame and cushions, and finally install the cushions. Let's get started. You will need the following items: our seat kit, which includes upholstered cushions, seat webbings, and a snap kit. Additionally, you'll need pliers or bolt cutters, glue, please use HH66, a disposable paintbrush, some spring clamps, masking tape, a rivet puller, a hammer, and a drill with a 1/8 inch bit. A list of needed products with links to buy them are in the video description and on the installation page of our website. Okay, a couple of things to note before we start. First, painting frames versus powder coating. If you decide to paint or powder coat your frames, powder coating is my preferred option. If you paint, you must use a 2-part paint. Paint from a rattle can will not hold up to the solvents in the glue. The paint will wrinkle, lift, and the webbings will not hold. I definitely prefer powder coating, and it's fairly inexpensive and easy to have a powder coating shop do this for you. The second thing to remember, if there are snaps installed on the sides of your frame, you will need to remove them prior to gluing the webbings. Once removed, mark the location of these holes so you can find them once they are covered. If you do not have these snaps or holes, then you could ignore this step. We will drill new holes once the webbings are installed. Alright, step 1, removing the springs. It's important to remove the springs from the backrest since they provide poor support for your spine. Notice how much of an arch is created when pressure is applied to them. Our webbing is designed to remedy this. It helps maintain the contour of the foam and lumbar support. Now, removing the base springs and installing the base webbing is optional. The springs do provide more deflection, which can help with headroom for taller pilots. Step 2, installing the webbing. There are a few different folding mods for the PA18 pilot seat frames. The webbings and cushions in your kit will be made to work with your specific seat frame based on the mods that you have. Okay, let's get started on gluing the webbings. You will notice that there are markings on your webbings. Lay the backrest across the webbing and align it with the marks on the webbing. The markings are made to be aligned with the inside of the seat frame. Once it's aligned, clamp it in place and confirm that it is centered on the frame. There is Velcro sewn onto the bottom of the back webbing. It is important to align this Velcro so that it is facing outward at the back of the frame. You can use masking tape to mark where the webbing ends. This tape will serve as a guide to show you where to apply the glue. Repeat the process with the base webbing. The key difference with the base webbing is that the sides do not wrap all the way around the frame. I recommend masking off where they will end. You don't have to be super precise in this process. Gluing and setting. Please use our recommended HH66 glue. In addition to the instructions in this video, you'll want to follow the instructions on the can. You can order this glue through the link posted on our website installation page or in the video description on YouTube. Let's start with the webbing for the backrest. Use the brush to coat the areas where the webbing will come in contact with the frame. This is usually outboard of the lines on the webbing. Take special care to paint right up to the edge and make sure there are no holidays. For seats with the Atlee Dodge folding modification, the Velcro will stick out a few inches past the edge of the webbing. Paint the back side of this Velcro. Next, spread the glue on the backrest frame. Coat the areas where the webbing and the Velcro will contact the frame. Make sure to paint all the way around the frame and apply a nice even coat. Let the glue dry between 2 and 5 minutes until the glue is tacky. You can test the tackiness by touching the glued area on the webbing. If the glue transfers onto your finger, it's too wet. If it feels rubbery but does not transfer, it's ready to stick. Leave the webbing hanging off the side of the table slightly so that you can align the top and sides of the frame to the webbing. Use the markings as a guide. Once aligned, press the frame against the webbing. Once contact is made, they will not easily be repositioned, so make sure you have them positioned correctly the first time. Stick the webbing flaps around the frame. Once stuck, press the webbing into the frame to help bind the glue on the frame to the glue on the webbing. Apply pressure to all the glued areas. Repeat the process for the seat base. Once finished, you will have a durable, uniform sitting surface for your seat cushions. Step 3. Installing snaps. You're going to be installing snaps into the sides of your frame and into the flaps that stick out on the sides of your cushion. We will start by installing them into the frame. Place the base cushion onto the seat frame. Line the front of the cushion up with the front of the frame. Mark on the frame where the holes will go and drill 1/8 inch holes. If you already have holes, locate them using the marks from the previous step. Snaps in frame. Within our provided snap kit, you will have a snap installation tool, the snap studs, buttons, sockets, and 1/8 inch steel rivets. We will rivet the studs to the frame. Just a note, if you try to install these rivets with a normal rivet puller, the rivet die is often too large to fit inside the stud of the snap. This will cause the snap to be loose. If you have this problem, you can use a small nut or bushing that fits inside the snap. Slide it over the mandrel of the rivet and then slide the rivet into the rivet gun. This works great and you'll have nice tight snaps. Snaps in leather and fabric. Next, let's install the sockets and buttons into the flaps. Align the cushion to the front of the frame. Mark on the flap where the most forward snap should go. You will mark and install the snaps one at a time. Use the provided snap tool as shown and hammer the snaps into the fabric or leather. You do not need to punch a hole in the flap. As long as you align the snap socket and the snap button with each other, they will punch through the leather. Once you install the front snap in the cushion, snap it onto the frame and mark where you will place the most rear snap. I recommend placing it about 1/4 inch forward of the snap that's on the frame. When installed, this will stretch out the flap and help it lay flat against the frame. Lastly, install the middle snap. Repeat this process with the other side. Start with the most forward snap, then the rear snap, and lastly the middle snap. Step 4, installing the cushions. Once you've finished snapping the base cushion to the frame, all that's left is to slide the backrest cover over the frame. Line the back flap with the Velcro on the webbing and stick it in place. Okay guys, that's the tutorial. Now you know how to install one of our Super Cub seat kits. I just want to let you know that we're here to help. If you have questions about this process, feel free to give us a call. We're always available.